Thank you. I'm a 45-year resident of Santa Clara City, and I really appreciate you guys coming out here and taking the initiative on having something in Santa Clara. This is not, like someone had said, this is not the first time that someone has, or that a group of people have come from Santa Clara and vetoed something. And I'm like, at some point, there has to be a time where we Santa Clara residents say, okay, we can take something. The other one was on, I think it was Monroe and Santa Claus, and I went to a similar meeting, and there were some similar reactions. I'm wondering at what point are us, as Santa Clara residents, going to actually accept something instead of saying, oh, here it's not going to work, here it's not going to work. Well, let's find someone that's going to do it. I think one of my main things is, where is the Christmas tree and the pumpkin patch going to go? Because I've been going there for decades. So I hope you find somewhere for that too.
Hi, I'm Alex Wang. I have been living in Santa Clara for 9 years. I just want to tell a true story. 3 weeks ago, at midnight, at 12:30 in the morning, someone tried to break into my home. And this project will only make things worse, I think. Luckily, we have an iron door that can protect us once, twice, but not third times.
Hi, my name is Peggy Shen. I've been living in this neighborhood in Sunnyvale for 23 years. And I just wanted to talk about some anecdotes. My daughter goes to Peterson, which is quite close to here. And the Peterson kids, they actually walk like to Starbucks and the local stores on their own by themselves. So who's protecting these kids? My other items that I wanted to talk about was the funding. Somebody brought up funding. So I don't see any projection of, after this project is built, what is the long-term funding? What happens if they run out of funding? What happens to this site? I know I've lived in this neighborhood for a long time, and I see a lot of homeless people too, just down the street from me. And they're very quiet and you don't see them too much. But if you open a homeless shelter that's an interim homeless shelter, is it just going to be these people, or are you going to bring people from outside? I'm sure people from outside are going to come, and now you're bringing a huge population of homeless people into our area. And then when their time in the shelter runs out, where do they go? Are you going to bust them out? Are you going to make sure they have somewhere else to go?
Thank you for providing me this opportunity to voice my concerns. I strongly oppose this project because of safety and security. I've been living in this neighborhood for over 14 years. I live very close to the proximity of the sites. And I have seen so many homeless people in this neighborhood, and I'm very scared about the security of my kids. I have seen needles, I've seen a lot of substance abuse, to which I'm really opposed. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Shalini, and I've lived in this community for over 30 years. I live about half a mile away from the site on Pomeroy, and I warmly support this proposal. We've all talked about there's an obvious need, and some people are worried about too many shelters in one area. The only things that are going to work is to answer the problem at a scale that's in proportion to the need, and the need is great. And it's all very well to say how sympathetic you feel for the homeless, thoughts, prayers, good wishes, little good deeds, giving the odd money here and there is a very short-term temporary solution. The only thing that works in the long run, from all the facts I've seen, are to provide actual interim housing with enough support services that there's a chance to actually help these people move and move on. And where do they go? Into permanent housing. And I think the kind of project we're talking about here is exactly.
Hi, my name is Winnie, and I want to say that I'm grateful that Sergeant Greg here protecting us. But I also want to say, as he mentioned, there are less and less they can do in law enforcement to protect us. Then how can we trust the two live moving staff on site can protect us from those homeless? And then secondly, I think it's not enough to just have Greg sharing his personal view. We need official data from police department to tell us the crime statistics before and after shelters of this nature being built. And then lastly, I want to ask, how come you get to decide how long we can reach? Why is it 1 minute but not 59 seconds? Isn't this the same thing you are doing in this proposal, where you get to decide everything and we get to decide nothing?
Hello everyone, so my name is Felix and I oppose this proposal. So I actually think we do need to help homeless people. So we actually should think in that perspective. Is this a good location? Hell no. Why? It's actually right on the border of Lawrence and Benton. So I actually have a picture to show. So here's a section that we see from Lawrence. And this is basically from the weekend land. It's less than 50 feet and less than 0.8 seconds of reaction time for the car turning from the Lawrence. It's extremely dangerous. I personally see 2 accidents. I'm already in it, and I checked the database. There's already 2 fatal accidents in the last 8 years. So how can that be addressed? Secondly, this is basically the nightmare of the transit. They need public transit. But from what I have here, the closest one is basically on the Homestead and Lawrence, and it's 22 minutes drive.
Hello everyone, my name is Lee. I've been a Santa Clara resident for more than 8 years. I live across Lawrence. I didn't receive any notification about this project. So first of all, I want to request that the decision makers, the board of supervisors, and the city council members and mayors come to our community meetings for the next community meeting. I want to hear our voice. Second, I want to let the public know that this parcel is zoned for R1, which is for low-sensitive residential homes. This is not, according to our city code, this is not a location for emergency shelters. Emergency shelters right now is only allowed in light industrial area, which everyone agrees, I believe. So, but I see a big gap here because this project is funded by HomeKey, that is so well funded by the state. So that's the only reason that you can propose this project, because HomeKey project is trying to bypass all the zoning and the environmental requirements.
Hello, my name is Luisa, and I live walking distance to Lawrence and Benton, and I strongly oppose this project. And I feel like I'm losing faith and trust in the county for being so sneaky, and I would like to address my neighbors and see if we can get together, and maybe I'm willing to be at the door collecting emails and names, and maybe get together and inform each other in case we need to take some other action.
Hi, my name is Yuan San. So I have 3 questions. The first one is the Mountain View one is in the industrial area, but this one is in the residential area. So why you choose this area? The second question is why we only have 1 more hearing? We need more hearings. Our question, why you guys push this so fast? So we need more QA, we need our question to be better answered. Third one is, our neighbors don't know about this. Only 10% of us are informed. So this is not fair. You should inform everyone in the neighborhood. So I strongly against this.
Hi, I'm Dan. My family member worked in organizations like yours and similar. They have, your places have 1 drug test failed and they're out. To you, the officer, where do they go? Out on the streets. Why don't we put near the mayor's house? Where America's closing.
Hi, my name is Benton. I'm a new homeowner. I bought my home less than a year back. I heard this comment that the home prices are not going to go down based on a report from the county assessor. Now, the county assessor is only responsible for property tax, and by law, you cannot increase or decrease it by more than 2%. But that is not supported by market data of actual people who are wanting to buy the houses. Where is the market data impact of the real estate prices? I'm neither for nor against, but I want to know. I don't want you to provide biased information from the county assessor office rather than relying on true market data. And my second point is that the handout here says the site at Benton and Lawrence was no longer needed for its original purpose. What is the original purpose? No one knows I don't know what the original purpose was. 3 months of the year, I take my child out to play in the bouncy castles and the Christmas trees. Now, I know that is rather frivolous compared to homelessness, but is there a replacement for that, right? As children, I would like to know where they are going to be.
Hi, my name is Tom. I've lived in the neighborhood 25 years. I think it's unconscionable you would build this next to an 8-lane expressway without a sound wall for the people, according to your diagram. It would be so loud in your community area, it would be someplace no one would want to go to. I think it's unconscionable it took you 19 months to come reach and talk to us. I think it's unconscionable that this is half a mile away from public transportation, yet you say it's close to public transportation. I think it's unconscionable this is 300 feet away from another transitional house, which your name is on the documents I pulled when you framed that next to my house next door. I think it's unconscionable this is 1,000 feet from a park, which would be a violation of Megan's Law if you put sex offenders inside there in your low barrier to entry. And I think it's unconscionable because people are expressing concerns about their family that you belittle them and think they don't care about homes. Thank you.
State officials for years have warned against building homes within 500 feet of freeways, where people suffer high rates of asthma, heart disease, cancer, and other health problems lead to car and truck pollution. And with good reason, people there suffer high rates of asthma, heart attacks, strokes, lung cancer, preterm birth. There's some evidence that health risks to the list, including child obesity, autism, and dementia. In short, in your efforts to be doing something favorable to the community, you will be putting people who are probably highly compromised in health into a dangerous environment with toxic gases that probably help speed up their demise. The second thing I have to say is that
All right, I'm
spoken. We're not taking second chances. I see a few people that have lined up. Go ahead.
just restarted.
Where are we starting your minute?
Thank you. I'm going to read an article. I'm Sherry. I live about a quarter mile away as the crow flies across from this potential development. I'm going to read something from the Santa Fe Mercury. Santa Clara will no longer consider a site on White Oak Lane for a potential project home key development following community backlash and concerns among council members that the project for transitional housing wouldn't be financially feasible and would be too close to high-speed transportation. Majority of the council also raised concerns with the location of the project, stating that it wouldn't have good access to public transportation as off Lawrence Expressway on a turn that drivers make at high speeds. So they basically pushed it a half mile down south, and the only excuses I've heard is the land is cheaper because it's owned by the county. So I'd like a little more information on that.